Welcome back. We're here, another day has started, and that means more Spy Family. If we had a drunken confession on one night, what are we going to have the others? With some that are so unused to their own feelings, unable to actually communicate properly. If only they had someone to read their minds for them. Still, there's a long journey ahead of us. We've got a mission to uphold, protection of two nations, and maybe a friendship of a child along the way. We know that Damien is so cut off from the rest of his family. His dad very rarely talks to him, so it's all going to go down well. But what are we actually going to be faced with in this one? Are they going to get any further along with that objective? We might need to find out. But before that, I think we all know, since this is, I think, the last episode of the second part of the second season, something else is going to have to take its place. So if you're eager to know what that is, well, just hound me, because at the minute I'm not sure what I'm doing. If you have any suggestions, put them down below. Be added to a short list of what I'm planning. Who knows? You may get something you would actually enjoy. For some reason, Spy Family is one of the shows where I never actually really checked which episode it was that I was on. It was only because it's like, oh, hang on, this is the last that I actually realised. I think because mainly being slightly plot driven is also not really doing anything with it. And each episode can be its own little standalone adventure. I still remember the grand scenes we got from the first season, the signs of not respect, but with Lloyd actually trying his best, hiring out that entire castle. Some of the events really are a little above and beyond. Social gathering. Well, who's gonna have also all of those cars are pretty much identical. Who's gonna have the permissions to join in? Who's gonna be there? We know that Eden College is, for those at the very precipice of socialites and the like. There must be some big faces here. Thanks, I wouldn't have been able to tell that it was Twilight. Not without his face being shown. Little monologue doesn't give it away at all. Which means, yeah, they just... It's been shown that there's definitely a need for security if it's been foiled multiple times. Can I get in from above, below, or about just straight through the front door? So It's the only go straight for. I was trying to think of ways that he'd actually be able to get in, but having the cream of the crop actually give him the go ahead and allow him in. It's already said that going in with a disguise is going to be difficult. Do you think he'd be able to go in just as... there we go, I was going to say, just as Lloyd? Since he is part of the school, after all. He's now one that has a daughter, then has a little bit of prestige. I think they are idolizing these gatherings a bit much. Even if there will be some important faces and people in attendance. And they're all just fawning over his family when he's so detached from them. Get to the point. Why are you calling? Little cold. I mean, he's been told that pretty much every day that he's asked, so it's not too surprised. They are such a close-knit family. I mean, considering the evil boss, but considering his own personal family relationships and the like, no wonder he was a bit abrasive with the girls who were talking of his family so much. She's after his life. I mean, he already plan foiled. Do it. Excuse me. I mean, she can shout into the shadows as much as she wants. Lloyd's only seeing and hearing what he needs to. If at all. Although, considering he passed on the message to his brother, I'm guessing there is a slight chance he might actually turn up. That would be quite a big step for Damien and his understanding and feeling for his father. God. I like the almost like march and clinking. As well as him. That definitely would put a foil in for the plans a little, wouldn't it? So Damien was close to throwing in the towel already. Is Anya going to save the day? Impossible. And she came to laugh at him, right? She does her own research. You may want to disassociate with her, Becky. A slight difference in the point scoring, but I think I get her point. So, what, believe in your father? I mean, it's a little heavy-handed, but I wonder if it... I have no idea. No one else around here does either. He went from, I'll call to cancel the meeting, to being there in the courtyard, so... worked out. In her own brash, straightforward kind of way. Let's just go with that idea. Considering the actual truth of the matter, I think Becky's delusions are actually slightly better. I mean, maybe her ideals were strong enough, it's just the body is weak. $10. Considering how much it cost, and he only spent 10 to get it replicated. Good deal. But what's he going to do with that? You're going to use his daughter's keychain? Want to get in and talk to Damien? Does he know that it's her? Yep, that's what he's doing. No disguises, no tricks. Well, actually, lots of tricks, but it's just himself. Or son. Does she talk about him much? Showing the true... I was going to say the true respect needed to someone of the Desmond name, but... yeah, for also lumping in one. And look who's attending. I mean, if Damien himself has difficulties getting to his dad. If he has limited time already talking to his own father, having it butted in by a relative stranger. It's a very dangerous conversation to be had. It could ruin the entire mission right here. If Desmond wanted, he could get Anya out of the school. Is that meant to be a calming, acceptable, approachable smile? I think he's missing a step or two. I mean, if you just send in more, there's more chances that they will get caught, is it not? Just leave it to the cream of the crop. Or you could give them inexperienced spies and distract them from the uh, actual frontline sources like Lloyd. I kind of like Desmond's character design. Kind of bug-eyed, sickly man, but he's incredibly cautious and stays away from shit. He has to think on his feet, get to the core. Maybe he's just a lot more approachable than he really imagines. Inviting yourself to his place. Sure, we'll take it like that. I mean, in a way, he probably was. All is forgiven. Hmm. He is so gracious. I mean, through a bit of caution, you don't want to push it too much. But here's the thing: is Damien going to do something about it? Hmm. That was the instant demolishing that a father can do. Rather eccentric. Words, truer words have not been said. He still has quite a way to go as a parent. Of course, he took on this responsibility quite quickly. He's a stranger. That just pushing him further and further away out of good stead for Damien there. This has not been the meeting that he's wanted. There's been ups and downs in it. Everyone has things that they think we can be come to a understanding of one another. I mean, that's pretty easy to understand. She watches too many cartoons, has some funny ideas. The candy needs to be liberated. I've forgotten what I was going to say beforehand, but still, he did come here after all. That might ease the burden on little Damien there. If if he did make time for his son, then actually turned up, it might take a while, but there all lies. There is a way in, and changing his perception on what Anya actually thinks of him. and speaking good words for him in front of his own father. Sometimes it's good to put in a bit of truth in there. He would be against the ideals. An interesting man. I don't know if that's a compliment that is going to be in his favour. I mean, one step forward, but now he's going to be more cautious of him. She doesn't have it. Bring back the moments where he's actually seen a bit of a change in her expression. Now he's going to be a little more aware of anything. And so they'd be of worthy crop to even talk to the Desmond name. He might have drawn a bit of suspicion. And the fact after being told we have little time, and he didn't just immediately leave. Stand up for yourself, tell him what's on your mind. He has been working to the bone to try and please his father. Has he been informed and told about his antics, what he's been able to achieve? He had a spare moment or two, I guess. A brief interaction. You could tell exactly, yeah. This mission might be more difficult than you initially envisioned. Well, at least he brought a bit of joy. And what's the point of saving the country if you're tearing down those that are to come? I see she didn't wake up at all. A delivery. Is there a import charge? I mean, I think she knows a bit more than she really should. If Lloyd thought it was more than just a childish delusion, well, she might actually be in trouble there. But the adventures are still to continue. We got one step forward. Actually, the main man himself, the big evil boss, showing his face. But not only that, now having Lloyd on his radar, for better or worse. And is he going to be able to work normally, considering he's now identified himself as the psychiatrist working at the hospital? If this Desmond has seen him as a person of interest, is he going to be able to just go out and do some of his spying work without being interrupted, have eyes on him? Yeah, much like some of the episodes that we've seen so far, there was a little bit of insanity to it, but at the core, rather sweet. Damien just wanting to catch his father's eye a little, stand up and be respected for himself, not be compared to his older brother, who is this dazzling star amongst the Desmond name. And I do like how he included the Griffin sculpture, even if it wasn't exactly in his mind what he wanted to create. It did still win first, like, a grand prize, so best bring it up. I really do like this 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 series. The just Spy Family being something where it's kind of dumb. You don't have to take it too seriously. It doesn't take itself seriously at all. Even if some of the characters are a little mundane, isn't the right word. Just not as complex as they could be. Everything needs to be fleshed out a bit more, but that's kind of the joy of it. It's kind of like those dumb spy movies where you can just suspend your disbelief a little. But I think more than ever there is a sense of attachment to the series because it is trying to fight for the survival of a nation and its own autonomy, maybe. Keeping where you live and those that you love safe. I think that's in the forefront of a lot of people's minds at the minute, for certain reasons. But as far as other series go, I don't really have that sense of satisfaction of reaching the end of Spy Family. I think because my feeling is that most of the episodes are a little disjointed. There wasn't such a grand feeling of achievement. But it might also be because Anya didn't push it forward herself here, even though she did give an important speech and got him back on track to actually talk to his father. It was Lloyd just stepping in, pushing forward the story, the plot, the interpersonal relationships just forward a hell of a lot. We're not getting far enough, quick enough. Let's move things along, shall we? That's how it felt. But there is plenty more out there. If no more Spy Family, then at least some other shows that may be of interest. So I'm going to have to be starting some of them soon. What ones they're going to be, I have a slight idea of what I want, but it's really more up to you. Whether or not you want to join onto my Discord to message me and drop a hint of what you would like to see on the channel, or leave it down below under this video. It's really up to you. One way or another, you get your ideas across. At least I won't be quite as judgmental or surrounded by bodyguards like Desmond's father. I take back the not so judgmental, though, considering some suggestions that have been made. But with that said, I really do hope you've enjoyed Spy Family. It's an interesting little show. But if you've been here till the bitter end, I really must thank you. It must have been some hard work. This channel's been going on for a while, so if you're still watching, at least at this point, let me know when it was you first found it. Whether it be Spy Family, any of the previous shows, or way back when, back with Nishijou or something. I just hope that I can continue to entertain you a little. So with that in mind, try and get some rest. I would like to see you in the next one. Like the eager child trying to appease their father, if you'd like to try and catch my eye, consider joining onto my Patreon as well. I must say that I am truly grateful for everyone that is supporting the channel, and I am legitimately proud to have something that you feel like you want to join and be a part of. So, I do need to thank Noku, Sal, Croyville, Diego Zenhausen, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Nightwizard91, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else. Because without all of you, this channel would not even be half of what it is.